Before you watch that old twist out, make sure you watch this video first. Hello, hi, my name is Gianni, and I am a queen crowned in my curls. Now, this twist out was about 6 days old and it was looking crusty. Okay, my hair was dry, tangled, and my curls were undefined. You couldn't even see my curls, they were all at the ends, and that's not what I want. I want my hair to be cute all the time. Look how dry my hair is. That is absolutely crazy. So let's go and tame this unruly mane of mine, because one thing my hair will never be is the boss of me. And you know it is real when the glosses come off. So let's get this started. I'll be using a cream, oil, and a styling foam because I don't want my hair to be weighed down at all. Now, I have low porosity hair, and if you have low porosity hair, you know I spritz my hair down with hot water, not even warm. I make sure I massage it in as well, and I go in again because our hair is so resistant to taking in any type of product or any type of water, and it takes a while for it to get there. I then make sure that I part my hair into 6 sections, 3 in the front and 3 in the back. It will later become 8 sections because I am way too lazy to do more. So let's get started. Spritz my hair with water and I make sure I massage that in, making sure every strand is coated. I then go in with my cream to make sure as well that every strand is coated, and see how my hair is just soaking it up. That is what the warm water does. It soaks up the product so easily, it even disappears into it. I make sure I detangle it thoroughly from ends to roots, ends to roots. I then put on some oil just to seal in the moisture. And as I go, I also finger detangle and I make sure every strand is coated. I detangle again with my detangling brush, and then I go in with my styling foam. Again, I said I think I used way too much, but my hair absolutely loved it and I don't regret using too much foam. And neither should you, okay? Next, we will divide this one section into 3 sections. Now, mind you, I did not say it needs to be equal sections because the point of this all is not to be perfect. Now, I did make sure that I braided this one braid tightly at my root and also tight as I go towards the end, because I still want some definition at the end of this style. I detangle as I go and I make sure that I keep the tension as I braid it down towards the end. Now, as you get towards the end, it will become thinner, and then one section will almost want to disappear. So that's when you just make it into 2 sections, and then you twist it down till you get to the very end. Once I get to the end, I use my rat tail comb to just detangle my ends, and then I make sure to twist it around my finger to secure the braid. And that's it. First one done. Now, I want to show you the importance of finger detangling in this part. I think finger detangling is such an underrated act. Look how tangled my hair is. This is just me finger detangling. I'm adding water and just separating the hair with my fingers and nothing else. Add more water, finger detangle. Add more water, finger detangle. It is so damn tangled. I can't believe it was like this. And look how it is the second time around. No product, nothing, just water and my hands. I just finger detangle as I go, so do not skip this step. Only then will I go in with my cream afterwards. I will not go in with my cream until I feel my hair is somewhat properly detangled for it to take in some product. I finger detangle with the product on, and I also go in with my brush afterwards. Make sure I detangle from ends to roots. And then I go in with my oil and then my mousse, and it has been a bliss after this. Finger detangling should never be underestimated and always be used, believe you me. Now, another thing I want to touch on is us having multiple textures on our heads. Now, if there's one section of my head that I loathe doing, and I try to love my hair in its entirety, but the crown area of my hair is so tough to deal with. But I've learned throughout the years that I have to deal with it differently, so it gets shrunken more than the rest of my hair. It is tougher than the rest of my hair. It needs more product, and it is so dry. It is actually a tender part. The most tender part of my head is my crown area, and as you can see, I do so much with it because I can't just let it do its own thing. It is like a stubborn child. So even when I comb it, I make sure I detangle it more than the rest of my hair. But the one thing we need to normalize is us having multiple textures on our heads and treating them accordingly. Now, I want to say, don't mind my face, but oh my gosh, I am the most tender-headed person on this earth. No matter how softly I work with my hair, it is always painful. So it is what it is. What to do? Now, this style didn't take long at all. The only issue I had was the detangling part, but that falls on me because I did neglect my hair, and because of that, detangling took forever. So learn from me. Never neglect your hair, okay? Now, it has been a whole 2 days of my hair drying, and I was so excited to see it. So I took a little bit of oil on the ends of my fingers and I just rub it all over my braids. Not too much. You don't want to do too much. And this will just help tame the frizz a little bit. Now, believe me, frizz is inevitable, but we don't want too much of it unless that is what you want. Now, when it comes to taking down your hair, please be very gentle and take your time. You cannot be in a rush when you do this because it is so important that you don't try to get your hair frizzy, because once you're in a rush, I promise you, tangles will happen, and it's only day one. And we don't want that on day one. Who wants that? But oh my gosh, look how juicy these braids are. Oh, they look perfect. They're juicy, they're bouncy, and it's not weighed down. Now, here's another important step. When it comes to separating your hair, make sure you separate the hair where it naturally wants to separate. Again, to avoid frizz. Now, in all my years that I've been natural, this is the one thing I have always failed at. So I just feel it out with my fingers and I try my very best not to create any frizz, but also if frizz happens, then it happens. Whatever. It's gonna look beautiful at the end regardless. I mean, look how beautiful that is. Now, the purpose of me showing you this part in particular is to show you that frizz is inevitable. Look at all that frizz, and I didn't do anything to prevent it. And I know in the natural hair community, we even have the frizz police. And here's what I have to say to that. Our hair is made to be frizzy. It comes with it. And it's a part of who we are. And the best thing we can do for ourselves is to accept it and just take it as it is, because I think our hair looks gorgeous even with all the frizz. Especially with all the frizz. Not every style has to be super defined and tamed. I love it when my hair is untamed, but of course it looks good with some shape to it. But having your hair tamed isn't who we are. Just let your hair be free. Like, look at it. I was so impressed at this point. All it needed was a little bit of shaping. And that is where I bring out my favorite hair tool, my Afro pick. There's nothing I love more than making my hair bigger and shaping it to frame my face perfectly. As you guys can see at the back, I had some clear lines, and the pick also helps just covering it up a little bit more than your hands would have been able to. I love shaping it to a round shape. I almost look like I'm the sun. Nothing can bring down how I feel whenever my hair is this big and round around my face. I love big hair. I can't wait for my hair to grow even longer so I can have a little bit more range. Wow! I was so pleased with the result of this style because it was a winning combo, fluffy and defined. Beautiful. If you liked watching this video, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Thank you. Bye.